Shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kakadash. I want to give a double honor to the elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone who do rule well, and the salutation of the whole for elect. It's your brother Damawa from the GMS Cleveland branch coming back with a quick video. And, we're just going to jump straight into it. Everybody is on these people bumpers, right? Everybody is exposing, all right, the so-called small headers, all right?
Being discussed in Israeli society right now, and that is the leaking of footage showing Israeli soldiers torturing a Palestinian detainee. The Israeli right-wing fanatics, the lunatics, the unhinged, the hardliners, the far-rightists, the Third Temple lunatics, whatever you want to call them, are upset not about the fact that someone was tortured, sexually tortured, sadistically tortured by Israeli reservists. No. They are upset about the fact that someone actually leaked out the footage of the torture. They are not mad about...
Now, pause right there. He's right. Now, this dude, I don't know him too much, but I listened to them in this whole video. It's a long video. He could be an Israelite, all right, because he don't pause, he don't hesitate at all when it comes to exposing, all right. We know that our people are going to come out looking like all nations under the sun, and as you can see, he looked like one of the situations from a white mother and a black father, hopefully, all right. But hey, who knows? Okay, he could just be a terror, all right. And the Lord has put on the spirit just to expose these people, all right. But neither here or there, right. The point is that these people are being found out on every level, okay, even with people that look like them. That's why Tucker Carlson them and the so-called red-blooded Americans over here, all right, is not feeling their cousin, right, which is the small hats, which is the Amalek, which is Amalek in the Bible, okay. But they have put on our identity, okay, and the whole world see that these people are just a bunch of liars, man, all right. And what is being really exposed on top of that is that these people are the most wickedest out of all people, okay. And that's what we've been trying to tell you people, all right. Let's get this real quick. I had a scripture I wanted to go to, but hey, we're going through the spirit. This is Revelation 6:4, one of my favorites, right. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, all right, and red is symbolic for what? For Esau, Edom, man, crimson, if I'm saying it right, crimson, right, which is burgundy, red, right, which stand for what? For bloodshed, okay. This man was the first murderer, all right, by his ancestor or his forefather Cain, okay. But it says here, Revelation 6:4, it says, and there went out another horse that was red. And that's why we tell you people that these people are the Edomites, all right? They're the Edomites, okay? They're red, they're not white, all right? The white is a derivative, right, of a color that they made up in what, 1500s, okay? But before these Europeans made that up, nobody was going through the world calling each other white or black. It was all about your pedigree, right? Your father's heritage, okay? But it says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him, okay? Which also links up with that Job 9:24, that the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, right? That sat thereon to take peace from the earth. So it was power given into this red individual, right, to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword, okay. And we know that sword is what? Is an instrument used to kill, right. So basically these people always found a reason to be at war, okay. And out of all the nations on earth, because the 17 nations, 18 nations on earth, right, that the Lord created. Out of all the different nations on earth, what's the one nation that always found a reason to go to war? What's one nation that always found a reason to steal your resources, right? There's only one group of people that does this. There's only one group of people that has the power in the earth to do this, all right? And that's the so-called Edomites, all right? But more importantly, okay, the people that we're talking about today, the small hatters, all right? And by Bible term, they're known as who? As Amalek, all right? But anyway, as you can see, right, they was put here to take peace from the earth. So what we're about to go through now, it's not surprising when you got the wisdom of the Lord on your side, all right? But when you're looking at these people, all right, you're looking at how much power they have in the earth, and you think that they got it like that just because, you a fool, all right? Nothing happens in the government just because, and nothing happens on the Lord's earth just because, okay? Everything is just strategic, and everything has a reason why, okay? And the Lord has a reason why he didn't let these people get away with this much evil in the earth, all right? Because he himself wanted to send his son back to judge these people first and foremost, all right? So the Lord has to get his glory, all right? And the Roman soldiers that pierced him, all right, they got to get their payback, okay? But with no further ado, let's go and get into it.
Leaked out the footage of the torture. They are not mad about the torture. They're mad about the fact that someone actually shed further light upon the torture. And Netanyahu himself is pissed.
So are they mad about the evil deeds, or are they mad about getting caught with the evil deeds? They're mad about being caught with the evil deeds. And this is why our beloved apostles them always say that the earth need new management, man. All right? Because you're dealing with a bunch of soulless people, okay? And the Lord made them that way, all right? They're the most hated.
Off about this. He said recently that this footage has been absolutely horrendous for Israel in the information war. Play the clip.
האירוע בשדה תימן גרם לנזק תדמיתי עצום למדינת ישראל ולצבא הגנה לישראל ולחיילים שלנו. זה אולי הפיגוע הסברתי הקשה ביותר שמדינת ישראל חוותה מאז הקמתה. אני לא זוכר דבר ממוקד בעוצמה כזאת. זה מחייב בדיקה עצמאית ובלתי תלויה. אני מצפה שגם כזאת תתבצע.
And so
let's pause that real quick, because when you think about it, that's part of their strength. All right, it's to be subtle, it's to be sneaky, okay? That's why more than anything, these people hate the light being shined on them, okay? Because it takes away their approach to speak sweetly with their words, okay? But war is in their heart, okay? And so when you expose these people, when you tell the truth about who they are and their narrative, it takes away 50% of their special power per se, okay? Because again, they get off on people believing that they're going to do them right, or they get off on people believing that these are the people of the Lord, okay? So even when they do get caught up or get caught out there, all right, and there was a couple situations where these things happened, all right, dealing with that tunnel in New York, all right, when they got caught with all the baby seats down there and all the shit, blood on it and all the shit, right? Right? You heard about it. It was in the news one time, and then it just disappeared, okay? And then a couple months after that, they get talked about as if they never did anything once again, okay? And this is the psychological mind fuck that these people do on the masses of the people, all right? And best believe if we didn't have this truth, it would work on us as well, all right? But the Lord promised, okay, that these people weren't going to be able to deceive everybody, all right? Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Matthew 24 and 24. It says, "For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders." Right, man. Right. Okay, because these people in the last days got some special plan for the people, all right, that may involve their whole 3D Atlas situation that they got going on right now, right? It says, "For there should arise false Amashiachs and false prophets, and should show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it was possible, they should deceive the very elect." Okay, because while simultaneously these people is behind the scenes doing God knows what behind the scenes of these wars, right? On the forefront, they got their government, right, creating these different AIs and these different robots, okay, that is somewhat supposed to make your life more easier, okay, but we know that it's basically just getting you to lean on that type of technology, okay, and then one day you're going to look up, okay, and you're going to be locked out of everything, okay, and in order to keep living your life, you're going to have to join to this man's system, okay, which is going to be how you open up doors and freezers where food is storage, right? All these smart cities being built, okay, all these things is being done this way for a reason, okay, but never mind what the government is doing, all right. Look at what the government is allowing these people to get away with, okay? And again, they can't hide themselves anymore, all right? They've been exposed on all levels, okay? Every time you turn around, one of their so-called biggest candidates over here in America is turning on them, okay? And quiet as kept, but that's what they say what happened to the boy Charlie, okay? He started turning on them, and, you know, and the rest is history. But these been the people who has gotten the most welfare, has gotten the best of the best for something that supposedly happened to them over 100 years ago, right? Right? While simultaneously still doing what supposedly happened to them to other people right now today. Okay, so it's a bunch of hypocrisy, and it's a big mess. At the end of the day, when you're dealing with these people that are not the real Israelites, all right, the show is over, man. All right, everybody can see that you're not those people, okay. But now that everybody knows, they're about to make war with everybody.
And so the Israeli far-right Third Temple lunatics are enraged at this woman named Yifat Tomer Yerushalmi. She was the military advocate general in the IDF. She was forced to resign. In other words, she was fired. And they want this woman crucified. Not only her, but they want anyone else who was involved in the leaking of this footage. And it just goes to show you how evil Israel is. It really goes to show you they can butcher people, they can use Palestinian civilians as human shields, they can shoot starving Palestinians as they're queuing up for food outside of aid distribution.
Right, right. He going in. Let's get this. He's going in. Let's get this real quick, because that fit perfectly with what he's talking about. All right, the scriptures already beat you to the point, player. All right, all these people that are just not waking up, all right, understanding who these devils is, all right, it's because the vibration of truth they got out here, all right, by the way through the prophets, okay, and there was so much truth being pushed that they was forced to look at these people, and now they've been forced to look at them. It has not changed. It has not changed from the so-called small hatters to another group. No, hell no. Hell no. All the information backs up that these are the people that causes peace to cease in the earth. All right? They're always behind something. They always promoting something negative or destructive, or they're the ones who bought this company. They ain't gonna put their name on it, but they the ones who control this company, and then you wonder why all of a sudden only kill them up, bang, bang, shit is getting pushed, okay? Because that's the vibration that these people want out here, man. All right, Isaiah 14:6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered. All right. So again, these people start wars and do what they want to do to the masses of people, right? And it got to the point now that where they don't even have to give a justifiable excuse anymore. They could just say just because. All right. But the point of it is none hindered it. All right. Nobody really started anything, right, or do anything to try to stop Israel plight. All right. But yet again, they attack situations as if people are standing face to face with them with an army. Okay. Just like the cease deal thing. Look what just happened. So-called, even though we know that wasn't going to happen. But what happened though? Trump started a cease deal so they can get the rest of those hostages back or whatever or whatnot. And what happened? Right? They did it long enough just to get those hostages back, and then during the deal, what happened? Ned, not the Jew, right, started the war back up. Okay? So again, Revelation 6 and 4, right? They take peace from the earth. All right, and who'd have had more treaties than a so-called white man? This nigga has broken all the treaties that he comes with. So at this point, it's a part of his manipulation tactic. Okay, and if you still believe this devil, you deserve to fall. You deserve to fall for it. All right, because he's been exposed on all levels to what he really is.
Centers, they can snipe kids, they can shoot a 4-year-old girl, they can shoot children in the testicles.
There's not a doc that's been there that probably can't testify that they didn't see kids shot in the head. I myself saw 2 children that were not shot just in the head, but in the chest first. Bullet holes exactly where I would put a stethoscope. And a second bullet hole directly in the side of a temple. One father whose photograph of is I look at every night explained to me how his kid was ripped out of his hand, and he went looking for him on the ground and couldn't find him. 10 meters away, he found his kid and looked at him while he got shot the second time. But his father thought that was the first time. When he came to us, he had no organs. When I rolled him over, he had no organs. A classic high-velocity bullet wound is a small entrance hole the size of the bullet, and the exit wound is capacious. An American football was the size of the hole in the kid's back. Everything between his shoulder.
Bro, gruesome, right? But we know that that's the spirit of the Lord as well. Right, and we about to see some things, okay? But that's gruesome though, bro. Like, damn, bro. Like to do that, like to snipe kids, bro. Like, god damn, bro. Like these people are ruthless, bro. All right, but that's why the Lord is sending His Son back, man. All right. Let's jump down real quick. Let's do a little jumping. Isaiah 14, verse 12. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?" Okay, so it's a group of people that study weakening these nations, and they call themselves Lucifer, all right, which is what? Light bearer, all right? They know all the hidden knowledge of the earth and whatnot, right? They got all the secret information. Who is that now? So-called Rockefellers. Right, Oppenheimer's the same people that put these people over there. Okay, and that's what the people don't want to put together, because we're talking about real, tangible evidence, right, of the truth. But it's scary though, because they run everything, right? It's scary to the average person. It's not scary to us, all right, because we got a power that we know that He put your lame ass there, all right. He set up over it the basis of men. The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of nations, and set up over it the basis of men. All right, and that's what we see with the so-called white man running things. All right, but that's why he lives and rule with what? With that iron weapon. He doesn't live or rule with good business, right? With good partnership, right? With treating people good to the point to where he's just going to bubble or is going to double the profit just because he got good business. No, that's not how this man get down. He was designed to take peace from the earth. So that means when everything is going good, he's going to find a reason to start a war, right? When everything is going great, he's going to find a reason to destroy your food, right? When everything is going good, he's going to find a reason to put the animals in slavery, all right? And that's what you see when you at a zoo, all right? You're paying to see somebody that ain't supposed to be there just for your kicks and giggles, just for your children's birthday, all right? All that is about to cease, okay? And that's why the Lord said he's going to destroy them to destroy the earth, man. All right, because again, these people are the ones that was left in charge. All right, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. We cannot, that is a very important precept because that filled the blanks in with everything else. These people are the ones who run the rap industry, that control the media. They control anything as far as for you to get the word out there. Why? Because that's how they push their propaganda, which is what? Witchcraft, because it's all lies, right? You're not going to see no interview and what the man is talking about over here in America. That's what they're trying to control, right? And it's all wickedness, though. Why would you do all the killing and then you don't even want nobody to even talk about it? That is next level psychotic, right? That is next level like control, man.
Everything between his shoulder blades and every organ in his chest was missing, including his spine. When I rolled him over, my hand fell into his chest, feeling his rib cage, and then when I rolled him back, the dressing fell off his head, and I saw his brains coming out of the other side.
I'm gonna pause that right there, man, because he going in, and that's a little bit, whoa. And these are kids, all right. All right, so these people don't give a damn. The Lord is putting that spirit back on them where they really about to come down on you Americans. All right, the devil having great wrath, coming down with great wrath because he knows that he have but a short time. All right, and so now his plans is being exposed. The people over there is being exposed. So now they about to act like a kid at the basketball court. Right, that didn't get picked up, but that's his basketball. What do you think about to happen next? This nigga about to throw a temper tantrum, right? And while he still got power, he's about to try to make everybody bend the knee. Okay, but it's not going to work on the elect. All right. But let's grab a couple more, man. We're going to close this on out, man. But this interview is cold. It's a cold-ass interview. I ain't even going to lie. Let's go to that Matthew real quick. Matthew 24 and 22. No, start at verse 21. It says, "For then should be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever should be." All right, which is going to what? Jacob's trouble. Okay, because we have to understand that this is the time of technology, robots, and other things that the people have yet seen. All right, but this man does have. Okay, so this is going to be a very, 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 very chaotic time, bro. All right, verse 22. "And except those days be shortened," okay. All right, and that's why now everybody can feel it that these days are flying by. All right, but that's the Lord telling you that he's working his magic, because behind closed doors, these devils is about to come down having great wrath on the people. Okay, and again, to the people that are just may listen, complying with the so-called white man is not about to save you. Complying is not about to save you. Okay, it may save you from immediate death in that situation, but we know that sometimes fast killings or fast death It's a mercy. You would rather want to take that than to take whatever this man is offering. Okay, because that just means that you're going to suffer while living before you kick the bucket. Okay, but it said Matthew 24:22, except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. Okay, so we know, all right, that the Lord is doing all this, all right, to speed up the time for him to come on back to save his elect, man. All right. Let's jump down to verse 24. It says, for there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it was possible, they should deceive the very elect. Okay, but it's not going to happen. All right, and a lot of their deceiving comes from the information. Right, they control the news, they control what is published, they control what type of information that the people over here are able to take in. But it's got to the point now to where they can't even control that anymore. All right, and the Lord is speeding up the times again. Okay, because again, all this right now, it looks like that these people have full control, but quiet is kept. They're losing control day by day. They're slipping day by day. Right? Let's get this, then we're going to close it on out. But that's a good video. Check it out if you can. We're going to close on this, though. Proverbs. It's Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Okay? So, as all these different places are mourning, right? All the people in the streets rallying against these small hatters. That's a clear indication to let you know that the wicked, what I've been quoting all day, Job 9:24, is in charge. Okay? So we're not surprised. All right? We're waiting on the kingdom of the Lord to come back. Right? And to put these people where they belong. Okay, so with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Shalom.